Yeah, now you know, Neo, there was recently a scientific discovery that may one day render this map obsolete. You know about
What's that?
Neo?
No.
They finally managed to produce nuclear fission instead of fusion. Or rather, the other way around. Fusion instead of fission. Sorry, I messed it up. Just has not, though. He got one. Roman definitely not blundering this one. He is fissioning off their faces from their bodies. And it's not looking so good for Spirit. Just the two unarmored players. Chopper now down quite low as a result of that nade. And no bomb means event drop is not an option. They kind of have to fight this with just Glocks. Not looking so viable. Tiris? You get the finishing blow. All that matters. Yes, the answer is yes. The answer is decidedly yes, Neo.
It's pretty easy. Wonderful all alone, Peter 50. No armor, not really the raid boss, but of course he's got, I guess, something to work with. They don't need to peek. They got the bomb. This one already seems done. I can't see a world in which he makes this work. I mean, this would be probably the round of the year if he could. But what you could do, Mike, explain what you're telling me. Fission, fusion.
So the way nuclear power works right now is from fission, which is where you split an atom, right?
Yes.
That's the way nuclear weapons work. That's the way nuclear power plants work. You harness that energy, creates a huge amount of energy, but also creates radiation,
Yes.
and is not perfectly efficient. Nuclear fusion is slamming two particles together in such a way that they achieve fusion, that they combine. And that also releases a massive energy and is theoretically sort of infinite clean energy, is the hope. Right? And so for the first time ever, a lab in the US managed to achieve stable fusion. It's something that they've been working on for a long time. They've gotten close to. But what happened here is you basically took two atoms, fusion fuel, I think they call it, smashed them together, and using 2 megajoules of energy, produced 3 megajoules of energy out. So you created energy output. It's just the first step towards actually using this as a viable energy source, but it's an incredibly exciting development for the future of clean energy and you know, the future of humanity, frankly.
So, Cedar Creek will no longer be needed. It will be, you know, a barren wasteland. I mean, and that's
repurposed, maybe.
Yeah,
repurposed, yeah. Renovated. It'd be interesting to see. We're a long way off. We're a long way off from I think actually having, you know, fusion plants. And personally, I'm a big fan of nuclear fission as an energy source as opposed to, you know, fossil fuels. But
of course,
it's an exciting time. It's an exciting development. And you know what's not an exciting development is a Glock round. Unless, all right, 1-for-1 exchange ain't bad. Story's right back on the angle, and he will be there for the cleanup as well. They also pinch back in, so they know this is comfortable. And once again, this is not an exciting round.
No, that's all. Low buy for Spirit. Nothing brought to the table, and, well, nothing will be coming off it. Very comfortably dispatched. First was a consolation, and, hey, better than nothing to Magic. He's not going to complain. Chopper for wonderful. These two had a fantastic showing in towards Ancient. There's no hope for them finding anything here. That'd be lovely. It's not going to happen because Chopper with the bomb in hand gets deleted by Just, and leaves Wonderful's Glock all alone now in a pretty precarious spot, which can more or less confirm 0 start. So for SAW, on the more favorable CT side of Nuke, looking already a lot better and a lot more hope in the eyes of this roster compared to what we saw over towards their map pick of Ancient. That was 16-5 overall. SAW already looking. At least they've got a bit of fight in them. I have to wait and see if this will continue on, if they can use it as a catalyst, because a full response can be coming out into round number 3 for Team Spirit. AKs to work with. Very decent amount of utility and armor as well. For SAW, this is their first true test.
It is still way too early days to really read this one way or another. Or early doors, as I've learned you Brits say.
Yeah, early doors.
I've been educated. I need you to explain Corker to me in a little bit, but we'll wait for a round that's a little bit more dead. Because right now this one's going to be a critical. Spirit are holding for a ramp rush, or for rather a lobby crunch. You know, completely different words from what I said. And the expectation here, the reason why you generally hold in this third round to see if that early thing's going to come in is your opponents have a bit of the bonus, right? So they've got the MP9s. And one way you mitigate the MP9s is you go for a lobby crunch, tighter angles, tighter fights. Tyrus wants a peek before that molly fades, risks a bit of damage to try and get the element of surprise. He does spot, just doesn't land any shot. And now 2 players are down secret, but not the bomb. Patsy's positioning could get interesting here. And they're still moving around outside, so at some point they're going to try and cross the bomb, presumably. The longer the wait, the more chances Story has to get activated. He's been spotted. He's got a tag, though. That bomb still doesn't seem to know where it wants to go. It's on Siren. He's going into Mini. This is going to get real weird. Little poke, little prod there. Chopper with the opener. Story down outside, but that's the bomb. Passed over to Wonderful. The form of a frag, and Roman has dropped it once again in towards Mini. So this is a tough spot. This is a tough angle. Playing through Patsy. Trying to get activated with all the magics here, and they're going to make this work just on a just. The last man remaining at MP9. The hand, he takes the first, but not the last bullet. Just needed one more out of the chamber. And instead, it's Spirit on the board.
Needed as well. I think for them, they were in a bit of a spot where we're saying, you know, if SAW can kickstart some CT side momentum, they can get early doors, a bit of a run going here. We're thinking, okay, well, maybe actually there'll be a response, but potentially even a standard CT setup coming from SAW where they're dominant, where they're in charge, and unlike their ancients. Not to be Spirit on their first full test, it works wonders. Of course, it does mean because it was quite expensive, their buy towards exit is great. They're flying out towards A. Roman for the first. Top one crossing, Magus from below delivers and denies. 2 remain for the CT side. They have been decimated towards the A side.
Jerks! Jerks! Just a Jerks moment. Now he's got a rifle. Now he's got a gun. You're giving him the upgrade. This one's still in doubt. And if he drops down... Oh, he's actually got great positioning for this. Looking for the last fight. Doesn't have the bullets. And Wonderful! Pulls out the 2-piece. Another round that comes down to the wire. But at this point, Spirit are very happy to take those squeakers through. Because you've now reset the economy. Now you've got a chance to run up some rounds on this dangerous T side. And SAW are going to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I think for SAW as well, what looked like it could be the start of something great on their CT side, at the very least in terms of, you know, momentum and morale. Like I was going back to saying, I think mentally they kind of were so deflated towards Ancient that they never really felt any confidence. It was looking better, and unfortunately, not to be. Low by 4. I don't need to talk too much about this one. It should be relatively easy for them to dismantle these pistols, and hey, Siren, Patsy, Magis all combining with relative ease. One remains alive, and just you can just find himself 1 kill. It won't be too bad. It will. Patsy will fall. AK won't be collected. Chop will collect a little bit of cash.
It's just the MAC-10 rather that's lost in the wash. Still, always nice to get a USP kill.
Yeah.
But based on the momentum we saw previously, this is going to be a tough round still for SAW. You've got the guns back, but it's not great. You don't have the op. You don't have all the util. Not quite sure where we're at in terms of kit. Let's take a peek in a second here. This is going to be a very threatening round from Team Spirit. We have 1 kit. 1 kit on Just. Where is he playing? Up towards A. In the hut, I think is where he typically plays.
Yeah. It's a little bit of an uncomfortable round in terms of they've got that full buy, but the extra trimmings around it aren't exactly great. Already done a lot of their early util as well, so I mean, if they ever needed a retake, they're going to significantly struggle.
And without the op as well, their ability to impose their will outside is limited. Smokes go down. That's going to allow Patsy to move forward if he wants to. Mutiers actually wants to get in on this. Patsy? What was that read? I mean, that was just a check. I don't think he saw anything. That's an interesting read to have. Don't know whether that's just, you know, by the specific setup, they have a gap in smoke there that they like to punish, or whether it's a tendency read. Curious about it, though. Double push out hut that catches just a kill. But he doesn't expect 2 more to be in towards Squeaky, and now the pins are back in. This lobby crunch could actually turn out to be disastrous. looking so good for a moment, but they just can't hold Spirit back. They cannot contain them. A 1v2 required again, as another round's going to come down to the clutch. Story. He's got the rifle, not the AWP this time. He's going to pick right, move into position. Patsy in control. A ram! Story still converts.
Oh, no.
A 1v1. A headshot required from either side. Story low, and Siren already off the bomb. Does Story expect the off angle? Yeah, there's the jerk, and Story gets it! This time, the clutch works out for SAW. It's taken so many cracks at the apple. But SAW get one through.
Great to see as well. And step up and Story individually. He was one of those people that we were bringing up and saying, okay, who's going to make a difference? Who's going to be able to well, at least, you know, keep Spirit on their toes? Jerk is one of them, but Story was the other. That was the guy we were saying, the old FTW man who brings firepower to this roster, and hey, he steps up when he needs the most. That 2v1's great. I think Siren slightly misplays that. I don't even think he needs to be too open there. You know, even tucking himself towards Cubby wouldn't have been too bad. Playing off single door as well off the back of his plant maybe would have been a little bit better, but hey, hindsight is 20/20, as they say, and for him, he doesn't want to look back on that one. Great Nick going to come through, not going to do as much damage as potentially Hogue. Full buy from Team Spirit, but it does mean they're wielding a Mach 10 on the hands of Magix.
This is kind of a team that loves the SMG, so usually Chopper's the one who gets it, but Magic's no stranger to the weaker gun, and he is going to want to be the point person. Softened up now. That's interesting. All right, told you Chopper likes it. Problem is, you can't... so the logic here is it is much easier time to kill for Magix with an AK, right? So his reduced health doesn't matter as much. Yeah, it's kind of like a mini application of Bogdan's Law. But we'll call it Magix's corollary.
Okay, I like it.
Oh, timing on this. They find the bomb, they find the kill. Now they're going to take down Chopper on the roof. He's coming down like Santa Claus in the chimney. Problem is the fire's been lit. This round is looking like a bit of a wash in the Spirit. Unless, well, Magix could do anything.
Save call, probably. Probably the best one to do. I don't think you can really do anything else here. Obviously not going to collect the bomb. See, some players like to play, in a way, X's, I want to call it, but it's not exactly that, right? Just try and catch players on rotation. Get a couple of kills under the belt, but there's nothing worth upgrading. There's no open play on the CT side, and yeah, for Patsy, keep that AK ticking. I don't think he wants to park up in towards CT spawn. It's a bit of a common angle for him. So, in lockers, and, well, now we wait the last 10 seconds. SAW, slightly, by the fine margins, clamber back a lead. It's one round, but hey, it's better than nothing. It's better than what we saw with towards H as well. They never really got a comfortable lead under their belt. At least now we can have something to work with, because for Team Spirit, back to this conversation we're having, hey, the money's not great. A force buy around this one saved AK, not really a possibility. Even then, a Galil armor, it'll have no utility. If they go in towards a Mach 10, the util will still be slightly lesser. It's not worth it. Stick on the 2k mark, pick up an upgraded pistol if you really want to. I think for Wonderful, just don't really invest into anything, especially if you want an AWP in towards some of the following rounds. It does mean I saw have a really good opportunity to pick up 5, potentially even 6 rounds on the CT side, which is already pretty good. Now, when I look towards the T side of Nuke, I normally like to say that the golden number is 6. 6 rounds on your T side is enough to at least kickstart a conversation about how things should look. And of course, you need a pistol round around that and all of the rest. But for Spirit, at the moment, it doesn't seem like it's a comfortable get. While it was over towards Ancient, more than easily, for them finding 6 on T side, it's not as easy here. They seem to be having a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough on this T side, but there's still a lot of CS to be played. I don't think we need to be dooming either team at this point. Few big rounds yet to play out. See if Patsy can do anything with that hero rifle. Certainly a dangerous player, and he's going to find contact early. Costs him a lot of health, but he does find the kill. And now he's able to reposition him back away. So SAW down a man. Gonna turtle up a little bit. It will send Story to make sure they don't lose that positioning. Actually, Roman wants to address the angle as well. So they're committing to making sure they have control of outside. There is no one here, so they'll quickly realize that. And I do wonder whether Roman's just going to progress further along on a flank. Seemed like he could be. Seemed like he will be. Heading towards the ramp. Contact for Jerks. Makes a dink of his own. He's got support, but look at Roman. Look at Roman. He's all the way in the back lines, and no one's holding for him yet. He's got to be watching this. There's a freebie, a mow down, and Roman takes them all.
Also, starting to convince me a little bit. I'm starting to think that things potentially actually might be on the up for this side. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and say anything along the lines of, oh, you know, an overpass is on the cards, as that was a bit of a nothing buy, but I'm starting to feel a lot happier about the Portuguese roster than what we saw towards Ancient. Their map pick wasn't even slightly convincing for a second. This is looking much better. The full test to come back through. Chopper, of course, wielding the Mac 10. AKs around him. For Team Spirit, bit of a do or die round. They don't find this. SAW go up to 6 and can more or less confirm themselves the possibility of finding 7, potentially 8, before there's a proper, decisive response by that C side.
In the smoke phase, it looks like we might just get a squeaky burst through. A cheeky squeaky. What we're looking at. There's the clear, but Magic is ready for it. He's holding the collat! The collat shot! 1 bullet, 2 kills. Story lines him up and knocks him down. And what was looking to be a dangerous round, well, it's still in contention for sure. Mutiris' position could be huge. Story's moved, shifted. A little bit more exposed now. It's out in the open. And they're coming past. Story wants to play the hot, and he will find a player. Patsy down for the count. Story is taking this round firmly in hand. 35 seconds. He's back Spirit right off of this. Where are they going to try and adjust? They still control the bomb, but they have no information. Chopper wants to wrap outside. Maybe go in towards Mini. Give them an opportunity, but with that kill, maybe they just flood ramp. Could go for it. 20 seconds. If they're going to go, they got to go now. Chopper spots. He spotted the leg. He spotted the leg. He doesn't realize what he's seen. Or he doesn't want to give it away? Chopper will eventually find as the player tries to come off. There's enough time for this plant. There is indeed. And Story needs to pull off a clutch.
It's a pretty good round so far. And it continues. What a shot towards Chopper. Not like this, surely. Low on HP.
It'd be the ace. He hits the shot. Wonderful down the one. Does he realize he connected? He doesn't, but he's chasing this. The pistol's enough. The pistol's enough. Wonderful buying time, knowing how desperate this fight is. And he will eventually deny. What a clip that would have been. Story, such an effort, but not the final bullet to finish it off.
My God, what a go that was. I mean, he gave it everything. What a round. His Story has had a fantastic start to Nuke. I mean, we even kind of called on him as well, right? We said, this guy needs to step up if he wants to limit Wonderful's presence. Hey, it's working. 13 and 4 for Story, while over the other side, 4 and 6 for Wonderful. Not exactly been a dream start for the T-side AWPer. Pause to be called. I saw them be kicking themselves. That's a great opportunity to continue to find success off the back of nothing and continue to deliver these pretty defeating blows over towards Team Spirit. Not to be. Attack pause. Done and dusted. We enter round number 10 with a slim lead in favor of the CT side of the Portuguese roster. And a relatively conclusive buy. MP9 for Roman's the only damning thought, but there's one over towards the T side too. Magic's. Mac 10 for him. No complaints, and Khalil's in support. Not a fullish buy for Team Spirit, but they'll do what they can.
Just down the vent. It seems like we might be getting it here. Here it comes. Jerks is good for the first. They drop as well. He's trying to buy space, dumping his util to do it. So back on the sideline. They were not expecting the re-aggression. Oh my goodness, Jerks has just completely shut this round down.
It's wonderful stuff. It really is. It's just... it's pretty comfortable, and you were saying as well, I mean, I was coming towards that one, I'd be looking, okay, you know, fairly, you know, janky buy both ways. MP9 rock over towards CT side, Mac 10 over towards T side, the Galils, maybe they might be a little bit of a facet, which doesn't pan out for the C side. And, well, there we go. Team Spirit now They themselves looking a little bit on the deflated side. Just pistols to work with in this round, but on their T side, it's not really been that kind of dominant, controlling Spirit we know and love. They're not dictating the tempo or the pace of the game. They're not really, aggressively being in control of the map. And hey, a lot of credit to be given to SAW. Their mentality has definitely shifted and looking a lot stronger.
Look at this damage. Wow. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. But he's found so much damage. And Roman might be about to capitalize. Ho ho! Nade kill. First one. Second kill. Could be an ace here. Oh, wonderful. Is not going to allow that possibility. And actually, now that I see it, Magix isn't with them, so ace probably won't happen. But still, the multi-kills have been coming in hot and heavy in the last few rounds. SAW..ewjerkz, who had the last, just trying to wait out Magix here. A bomb plant would be a godsend for Team Spirit as they look to get this T side back on track. And it seems like they're going to try the upper site for it. Fly up vent. Pressure on to Just. If they can take him down, it's a bomb. He's up in Pony. And now he's spotted one. Kill in. Gutierrez is on the angle as well. And that is easy peasy.
It's a great setup as well, isn't it? That crossfire, there's just no gaps in it. Towards the A side, they're playing off the back of the comfort that, yeah, heaven won't ever be an issue for us, so we're more than happy to park up and post up. That rafters play, one high, one low, yeah, it works wonders. Really, really easy setup. Just the materials combined, and only one outcome. Team Spirit are trying to desperately find some favor and some fortune towards their T side, but they're getting nothing. They've really been given no intro in towards their T side of Nuke so far, and if they continue in this sort of fashion, it could be a pretty one-sided CT. We've been finding 6 rounds as I hoped for Team Spirit. I might be on the cards. Great nades come through. Patsy will start off the round. 62 points of HP. And also a lot of credit to the Materials. That previous round, the amount of damage he did through smokes.
Yeah, that helps the DAR. Helps the good old ADR. Oh, Roman. That certainly helps. Getting a clean headshot onto Patsy. Decapitation. Fully separated. Ankle spotted there, but Magix with just the Galil doesn't have the killing power. The inferior rifle costs him a frag and costs Spirit an equalizer.
Tempo so slow now off the back of it as well. I mean, Chopper himself in a bit of a precarious spot. 5 versus 3, and another full investment for Team Spirit, which already looks like it's not going to amount to too much. If they go into, or finish this round, another one where they have 0 impact. We've already seen a couple of their force buys muster up 1 kill, and that being the only silver lining they got to work with. This could be another one of that. Chopper, the IGL, rotated back in towards main.
Oh, just okay. He's tucked. Not checking for this fight. Instead, contact comes from the back of cooling. They've got so many bodies here. It's so well set up. Roman is the first domino to fall, but how are you going to deal with this fight? Even taking down JUST. Great effort from Wonderful. They're going to get more, but the cleanup crew was ready for it. SAW had so many fail-safes in that round, so many different layers of defense that every time Spirit thought they might have an entry in towards the site, oh, there's one more in there.
A4, I mean, what a CT side we're seeing put up here by SAW. I mean, a complete turnaround and a reversal in terms of what we saw towards Ancient. They were never alive and kicking, never even, awake at the wheel.
No.
And finally, SAW are making this competitive. I was really concerned in a way that this was just going to be extremely one-sided. We've done it in an hour and a half, and, SAW just gets forgotten about. Thankfully, this fight. There's life still left in his old dog, but Siren finds 2.
Still a chance, still a chance. Oh, the bomb commits. Still a possibility. It's Wonderful with an eagle. Don't count him out! Never count him out, but he cannot find the second salvo. Story. Snatching that one back, having had a few denied clutches of his own. Happy to return the favor there, and what a game he is having. 15 and 4 to this point, over a kill a round. He's looking to be the difference maker. We highlighted him in the post, or the intermap segment, rather. We highlighted him, talked about the fact that he could be a deciding factor for the CT side. He needed to be a deciding factor, and so far he's delivering. Here the
Does
pressure
make you
comes.
wonder.
Is he aggressive. He's got it.
Oh, no.
He's got it. The aggro peak works out. The lobby crunch delivers this time. Spirit were even set up for it. And it just doesn't matter. They got caught sleeping at the wheel and they get deleted and Patsy's gone outside. So everything early on in this round is coming up SAW.
Look at the info they've got as well. They know they forced them to go outside. That's the only place they could be right now. SAW are sitting so comfortable, so pretty, and they're more than happy just to continuously keep dropping this smoke. There's nothing they can do. This round's already won, it seems.
There's still a minute. Talk about the explosive power of Siren, Chopper, and Wonderful. Nothing seems impossible, but we haven't necessarily had that explosiveness so far here on Nuke. But more of a fizzle. More of a dud. Not quite the reaction you're hoping for when you combine these elements. Chopper from on high. Once again, Santa Claus at the top of the chimney. He's got the beard for it, man. Roman. Might be a dead man on this one. The nade is so good, though. So punishing. Chopper coming on down. Your reindeer hooves, but Chopper, once again, is dealt with. Unfortunately, just stuck around. Chopper from on high. Once again, Santa Claus at the top of the chimney. He's got the beard for it, man. Roman. Might be a dead man on this one. The nade is so good, though. So punishing. Chopper coming on down. Your reindeer hooves, but Chopper, once again, is dealt with. Unfortunately, just stuck around in this angle. Unfortunately for Spirit, that is. Very much a fortunate one for SAW as they find double digits.
10 rounds already. I said for Spirit, I hope for 6 for them on the T side, and now it's an impossibility. What a performance for SAW. And maybe now, Mike, we have to start having a conversation the other way. Is overpass on the cards? And that would be a complete spanner in the works, right? I mean, I know it's still early doors, but
I'm slowing you down.
Okay, I'm just throwing out, a couple of hypotheticals because 6-round lead, all it takes, SAW, even if it's 10-5 at the half. Hey, a pistol on T side, different story.
That's not done just yet, but I like your enthusiasm. I like the excitement. I'm gonna reel you back in for a moment. Still, this would be a nice round to find. 11, always a good number to take into the half, and it's looking so very good. A lockdown defense so far. Still the op, but a rare miss from Story, and he's losing comrades as a result. The wraparound cooling. Magic's might get the better of him. Story seems to be aware, but so is Wonderful. 2-on-2, player out from heaven. Good kill from Jerks. Leaves it into the clutch. Wonderful. And this time he can't even get started. 11 rounds on the half. SAW showing strength here, showing life, showing them the play that has gotten to them this grand final. Or rather,
It really is.
upper bracket final.
The other side, who still have the hopes of a grand final. I thought Operation that it was dead, but hey, it's not. What a performance. We'll have to wait and see if they can carry it on in towards their second half. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to throw this on to a break. When we are back, second half on the way. Can Team Spirit turn it around the CT? We'll have to wait and see.
Substantial lead for SAW, man. It's looking even a little better than we had on Ancient. Quite lean here, but Spirit, they will get a chance to rally. Pistol round would be a nice find, Neo.
It would. I think for Team Spirit, a pistol round is a necessity, not a nicety. Great start, wonderful though, just a fall. They needed something miraculous, and well, there it is.
Ooh, check in. Patsy gets the better of that one, despite the loss of all of his health. An advantage still found here. Chopper wants to continue to duel outside. 3 will go down C group. They got all the information. Patsy's going to try and get himself in a position. Magic's to play with. They break the window to put him down in their mind. And give them some options on the positioning. 2 players here. Chopper holding deep to make sure they don't wrap in towards hell. And actually, Siren sticking around up top. I suppose they could come back up the vent. That's what Siren is here to ward against. It's going to be decon. It's going to be a decon burst. That means it's going to be pressure on the Patsy. He's got no health. He can't stand up. The bullets have to be good. They have to land. He finds damage, but no kills. Magic's in the rat hole. Can't stop them from a bomb plant, and they will run. He's down. Up top they are, but he still gets 2. Multikill in a tough spot here. 15 points of health. Body shots will be enough, especially if the duelie's getting a play. And if he tries to commit this bomb, Chopper's coming in with a nade. This is such a tough clutch. Multikill will at least be able to get the bomb, but Chopper will put him into the dirt, and there's that pistol round. There's that necessity you were talking about.
Oh, I mean, there's life, right? I mean, that's the nice thing. You're thinking, okay, maybe we can see Spirit clamber back into this. I mean, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And it's, well, so I'd say I'm not exactly convinced right now, but it's better. It's better for now. We'll have to see how things pan out the back of, of course, for SAW with no bomb plant, no money, no economy, no rifles. Just pistols and to work with. It's an eco, actually. In fact, it's round number 17. They're waiting for a buy in towards the next. And they're sort of happy to give up a 6th over towards Team Spirit.
Siren's going to be the point of contact here. He's got the gun for the job. The flash is good. And oh, Nuke go down. This could be bad. Chopper with just the dualies. He's trying to hang on here, and he's doing a good job of it. But the bomb's lower. The bomb's going to be planted. And this is, dare I say, still a contestable situation, even with just Glocks. Chopper and Wonderful are low enough that they could be enough firepower. Certainly, Spirit have to be cautious about this one. Magic's the healthy player. Chopper sticking around up top. Oh, he's so patient. He knew Just would try and go for a cheeky play, try and recover some of the guns. That's what he was waiting for. And now the cleanup is in. A bomb plant here, still a great result for SAW. Damage done as well. But the round recovery is important for Spirit to find.
Yeah, that's it. All right, you know, a bomb plant and a couple of kills on the back of no investment. That's pretty decent, right? That was just a bit of a throwaway round where we're saying, yeah, so they're happy to give up a 6th over towards Spirit because they know they're going to have a buy-in towards round number 18, and now they've got a conclusive one at that. A lot of money to work with. No AWP in play, but not needed. Happy to kind of wield the quintuple AKs and all the trimmings alongside it.
Here's the offer, Wonderful. It was interesting. I saw Wonderful get a scout for an MP9. And that's because they knew they could get the op. They knew they could get the big green through. So Chopper and Magix will take the SMGs, and let's see if Wonderful can turn back on that absolute star power we had on Ancient.
Needs to, right? I mean, the buy around is not great. So a lot of reliance on the likes of him and Patsy, essentially, the 2 youngsters at his side to step up.
Magix is aggressively postured in towards ramp, but once the smoke fades, he'll have to give this up. And Wonderful actually goes in to join him. Oh, if they commit to this ramp hit, this could get a little spicy. A lot of room to operate outside from Multikill, right? He's in towards secret. He knows that. But he could even go forward because it's being watched from Patsy in mini. And smoke in towards mini means that they're denied all of this info.
I mean, they're happy to park up, right? They're happy to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. But wait for the mistakes. Aren't going to get any. Molotov force Chopper away. It's still a very tough angle for him to be cleared out of. At a deep corner, as Multikill doubling back over towards A. Maybe it's just an A split.
He's about coming back up the vent. Curious about it. He could be securing the drop as well. They have another smoke. So that takes it. And the Patsy in position here is dealing tons of damage. Oh no, Jerks has missed it. Was he trying to wander down? Whatever he was trying to do, it hasn't worked. And Patsy continues to collect. Multikill finally activates, but I think this may be too little too late. It's a big kill to find. It's an op to find as well. He doesn't want it. Oh, he does. All right. What's he doing? Getting rid of it. Hiding it. Just gets the first brilliant shots there. Not expecting Patsy to still be in towards the corner, and now there's no time. It's just left to Multikill, and he might just T-side save here.
Probably best call. Just don't die half the time or anything. It'll be fine. AK being ticked over in towards the next. It's a silver lining, but it's not actually a great situation. I mean, there's probably only, what, 2 maximum full buys left for SAW before Team Spirit close this gap. This is not exactly a dream position for the Portuguese roster, who were dominant off the back of the halfway mark. 11 to 4, you're thinking, yeah, this one's done. Overpass is, well, a formality, I guess you could put it. Now look where we are. I mean, for SAW, the ability to force buy, it's technically there, but I think it'll be so risky, and in my eyes, not really worth it. Story can pick up an AK full armor, but, you know, no utility, not gonna be great. Jerks as well, similar story for him, where it's like, yes, he can pick up an AK half armor. It's not pretty, not needed. I think just play off pistols, and yeah, that's exactly what they are gonna do. So hero AK from Multikill, a bit of a full reset.
It's not.
But it does mean that they give it an 8th over to a Spirit. They're getting close.
Man, Tech9s and Ds, though, there's a lot of danger in this round.
True.
For Spirit, one of the things that's important here is also keeping bodies up, right? They would love to start to build a little bit of economy. They haven't been able to do so far, and especially because they put a point of emphasis on getting that op up for Wonderful, understandably, generally rewards it. You need to keep that eco healthy. Smoke for Squeaky, enough of a gap in those smokes that they can't go for the defense dive, but Multikill causing some trouble here out by the big garage. He's been good outside so far. Wonderful. Let's get active. They realize Magix is in towards the corner. Well, they're not going to test this regardless, so no thank you. You have an op? Okay, you can keep it. Multikill is the key piece. You're right. And he's found one. Looking for more pressure up top. The Tech9's too much for Siren to handle. Now, Wonderful can't catch a kill in time. They're backing off this. They're giving this up. This is the round for SAW. No, Chopper's just got a kill. That might propel them back in. Never mind, they were thinking about the save, but the kill's coming in hot and heavy. And now a 2v2. This is back on. Positioning known for one. Magic's up top. An MP9, but that's all he needs. Just below him. Just below him. Out of bullets. Magic still up. Just under pressure. Trying to rail shots down range, and it's Magic's to seal the deal. What a recovery here. Spirit were ready to concede, and Dropper said, not on my watch.
My God, I mean, I thought that was done. I thought SAW had somehow clambered around out of nothing. It looked like it. It's all Multikill with an AK in hand, doing God's work, but just a scare. Just a
Big scare.
Yeah, 8 to 11 now, though. I mean, it's still going back to what I was saying earlier, where, you know, for SAW, they've only got, like, well, now essentially 2 full buys left in before Team Spirit close this gap, tie the game up.
The flip side, though, is having taken that one down so low, there's not really much eco built up here for Spirit. So
yeah,
if they take one round loss, this is a really bad situation to be in. And you've got a great buy here for SAW. This is the round to execute. That last one, I'd say, you know, mission accomplished. A bomb plant would have been nice, but it did actually come through. So let's see. Multikill has been deadly outside. Patsy's taking a much more passive angle specifically to deal with Multikill's play here. Sure enough. He somehow gets the better of him again. That's exactly the play. Patsy was set up to defend. But Multikill has just been a nightmare for them to contend with outside. And now Wonderful's kind of stuck, knowing that he needs to try and play contain here on Multikill. Yes, he already found the one. Yes, he keeps the numbers even. It's a tough fight. And they're going to concede outside. Not just concede outside. He drops down from heaven as well, so they really commit in towards the site. They give up a ton of room. The wrap in towards hell is a possibility. This is going to be really tough. Do they fight in a lobby as a response? You got to get something to give yourselves a little ground to play from. And there's still Roman here who's hearing all this information, who's hearing all this noise. positioning is huge. Wonderful post on the angle. Timing is everything here. Finds a kill on Roman. That's what they needed. Now they've got something to put their backs to at the very least. Siren takes another as well. The bomb will likely be conceded. But you've got Magic's working his way back into the heaven, so this retake is on. And it's looking dang good.
It's great work. I mean, it is wonderful again. That's such a tough shot to hit, by the way. I mean, I think it looks a lot simpler than it actually is. That hot shot. Want to play for him. 2 kills for his name, 2 to Siren. And Siren has been a little bit on the quiet side. A bolster in the confidence is really going to start to help him out long term. And this could maybe be the start of potentially something. The team Spirit, as we said, we saw there wasn't many full buys. Thankfully for them, the bomb plants are giving them some stability though. That's their saving grace. That's the thing that's helping them out here. Bomb plants mean money, of course, mean some economic advantage. AK's coming out, still no warp, of course, for Story. Try and combat. And a wonderful. And since he's picked up the big green on CT side, he's already looking so much more confident to plan out towards A.
Oh, it's a big kill for Jerks. Trade is there though, and they're holding the line. The entry, not enough. And they're not going to get any further. No bomb plant either. That's denied, which means the money will be limited going forward. And we're seeing Spirit now close the gap. This is the moment where they knot things up. How much does SAW want to commit into this particular fight?
Siren's had another great double there as well. I mean, that 2 before he falls is so important. He just denies that control out towards that hot position. I mean, without him, it's cracked wide open.
Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, well, they're dead out towards A. Step up and tempo from SAW, nearly the saving grace, but unfortunately now it's left them in a precarious spot. Look at their economy, look at the buy, and a Molotov to meet them towards back red. They'll run through it down towards Secret. Space created by the Portuguese side, and just will find the first.
Yeah, this is interesting. Look at the response. 2 players have to go down, but they're only going to be able to play from within the site. They can't get any of that positioning in towards control, in towards decon. This is a tricky round. Great pressure applied from SAW early. Put a bit of pace in it now. Change up the tempo. Let Spirit stew just a touch. Here comes the execution. They're in towards the lower side. The rifles in position. The lineup, but not the kills. Even exchanges there aren't good enough. Not for Magix and Chopper. This bomb's going down, and, well, okay. Wonderful finding a kill on the periphery means this is a little bit more viable of a retake. DCTs are split, and Siren's stuck. Siren is stuck, so it has to be on the Wonderful. Siren gonna flash. He's just gonna risk it. He's just gonna risk it. Trying to bait out that first shot, but he knows he's been dodging. That's a tough one. That is a tough one for sure. Siren says, I can't help you. I cannot do anything about this, really. I know I'm dead if I go down. And it looks like they're going to back off and save. They've conceded it on time. What a huge victory for SAW. With just the pistols, with the hero rifle, with a limited buy. They make it happen.
This might potentially just be a little bit of a catalyst, a bit of a lifeline as well. I think, in my mind, it kind of seemed like Spirit was guaranteed up to time this game up. 11-11, and we're thinking, hey, this one's dead. This one's done, and potentially even the series starting to want to be chalked up to a finishing mark. But SAW, they've extended their gratitude a little bit. They've still got a bit of fight left on their belt, 12-10. Somewhat comfortable gap to work with 2 rounds, but both sides struggling in terms of their long-term economy in a sense, right? I think it's not exactly great across the board.
No, yeah. This will evaporate one way or another before you know it. It's all about this hit. They're trying to go for the tempo play again. Jerks, great entry. And this time, there's no one in position for the trades. Smoke to down utility's really effective here. The faster A play works out. Nade on the Just, but it can't deny the bomb plant. And these HEs, they're effective at the softening. But I think you see Spirit already thinking, we don't want to get back into this. We don't have the utility. We don't have the positioning. We don't have the kills. 5 AKs is too tough to handle. Top's going to be 13 on the board for SAW. Spirit will withdraw. Live to fight another day.
Now as well, I guess, for the Spirit side, this is getting uncomfortable. They can't keep going for these saves. In a 5 versus 4,
well, they've got
teams to be tempted, right?
Exactly 2 more of them, you know, that they can go for. Exactly 2 more. I mean, that round,
you get worried.
These pacier plays from SAW have been so effective. right?
Yeah.
Explosive entries coming through. And I mean, that's Jerks now delivering them 2 explosive entries towards the A site. First one they couldn't capitalize on. The second one, much better. No one was there for Spirit. They made the wrong read. They made the wrong gamble.
I'm worried a little bit. I gotta say, I am a little bit concerned. I paused to be called, and you'd probably assume it's that of Spirit. They're not exactly in the most of comfortable spots right now, where I think it's a lot tinging on not a lot of time, not a lot of rounds under the belt.
I think what you could do here, if your Spirit, is maybe shift up where Wonderful's playing. He's been playing a lot in towards Ramp or Heaven, right? And if you shift him on towards the A site, even if just for a round, we had that one round where he played in towards Hut to great effect. Maybe you go for the squeaky door peek, you know, blow the door off, be there with the op. Maybe you go for the aggro Hut angle, something to make that op felt early on. It's a bit of a risk, but yeah, they are indeed going to go for it. He's in towards Heaven early. Where's he going to play? Faster play coming through here. Never mind, he backs away. Just dumps util him back. Because his presence outside, he wanted to respond. But it's going to be Mutiras down secret. Again, he's had his run of the place round after round after round, and eventually someone's going to have to compensate for it. SpiritChopper is the one who does so. Answers the call. Just takes damage, but no kill. The nade can't chase it. Magic's under pressure now. Chopper trying to come in to reinforce, but Magic's, he does find the first. So critical. Whoa, but he's caught from control. Mutiras is the backstab to find 2. That rips open the doors to the lower site, and I don't know. I don't know if this one's going to be contested. Ooh. Patsy losing his life. It certainly will not be. They're off. They're gone. They have to be. 14 for SAW.
Hey, I said it a little bit earlier. Maybe we start having this conversation about overpass, and I think now potentially we can start having a little conversation.
I think at this point you've predicted both sides to sweep back and forth here several times in the last 5 rounds.
Of course.
Yes, you are starting to think about overpass now.
Just because, I mean, for Spirit, they look deflated, right? This CT side is not as controlling as it once was. 11-4, you're thinking, this is dead. This is done. And, you know, maybe we don't even need to consider what Team Spirit can bring on their CT side. And then they find this life about them. They find this kind of, this form that was not ever present at all on their T side. And we're thinking, okay, you know, we've got a fight on our hands here. And it's gone back to what we saw the earlier stages of this map, where it's just not as comfortable and it's not as plain sailing and smooth sailing as well for the CT side. Team Spirit, they're in a really uncomfortable spot right now. 4-round deficit, and their opponent's already 2 rounds away from the all-elusive 16. And the buy as well, not to mention that. A FAMAS and an MP9. Not exactly dream buys with your map pick on the line a little bit as well.
Make it work with the last goodbye, and Magic shows why. 3 dropped at the trophy room. And he's winning the prize here. An upgrade available if he wants it, but for now he'll back away. That was the bomb found as well. Roman has to retake the base. Magic still lurks. Great damage. The reload on. Roman's stuck in a corner. He's not getting out. That's the round that Spirit needed. That's what they've been saving for. That's why they've been stringing this economy along, because they just needed 1 round where the initial hit is held up again.
Just like question the MP9 as well. I'm thinking, hey, that's not great. You know, they've struggled on these slightly choppier buys. When they brought the SMGs, they haven't really been too favorable for Spirit in comparison to what we saw to SAW, and Magic saw the ideas. Great from him. Really, really good to see as well. He's been a little bit more of a consistent factor, where the likes of your Sirens have been not too present, to be perfectly honest. And of course, then Wonderful has been inconsistent at times. That's where you fall on the back of the reliable factor. Magic's young himself, but he plays well above his age. 11 rounds, 3 behind. It's definitely doable. All it takes is 1 broken economy. Won't be found in this round or the next, but if they can get this up to a 14-13, SAW's economy might be in some serious jeopardy.
Bomb plant keeps it moving. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what they can do. Patsy getting aggressive outside. This is a change-up. He's mostly been playing in towards many. You haven't seen him here in the shadow of Schmallow very often. But this is going to be a counter to what Mutiras has been bringing. Does Mutiras check it? Nope, he does not. And that's the element of surprise here. Now they're at risk. Story's going to come back to try and deal with this. but he can't catch Patsy before he slips away. So this will waste some time. They're going to go back into the ramp. They're gonna go back into the ramp play. Magic, this time he's got a rifle. But a flashbang is so good, and the kill is better for Roman. So revenge for SAW and access towards the lower side. There are 2 players down here. We got Patsy and Chopper. And so they're waiting. They're waiting for Story to get in position. Story is the solo man with the AWP. This is tough to fight with. This is tough to play with. He's gone to the pistol for now. As he pops this door. Eventually going to come to check, though. Who's going to be first contact? What are they waiting for? Waiting for some sort of a move from Spirit. And that's going to be it? Story finds Patsy. What a play. What a catch. Chopper, though. No. Oh, he's done enough. He's done enough. Story, which way is he going to swing? He doesn't know. And Chopper delivers again for the team.
That's huge. That really is. Chopper needed to step up. The IGL takes the reins into his hands, and my God, does he clutch it up when he was needed to? He's such a reliable factor, such a consistent presence. 12-1 at one point over towards Ancient. He was unkillable and now unstoppable on the CT side. I said as well, for SAW, they're going to be in a little bit of a problematic space in terms of their economy unless they're able to get bomb plants. Look where we are now. If they can't find a bomb plant, if they can't find this round, Team Spirit have run away and their economy is shattered.
He's got a bit of a toe hold here. Ooh, does he realize Patsy just went down? He does. He does. He does. He does. He's not found Patsy yet, but he's about to. And there's nothing Patsy can do about that. Had no awareness. Now the lower side is ripe for the taking. Magix is going to be in position here, but he can't even deny Roman the forward progress. Oh, I don't know if they realize he's so far up. They do now. Big kill for Magix, but he is traded. And Chopper's about to be a dead man. He has no idea Just is waiting in that corner. So it's all about Wonderful. It's all about this AWP. The bomb's been dropped. That'll need to be retrieved. Gutierrez is pressing forward. Making his way down the vent, but he's stopped. It's all about Wonderful. No health to spare. No control. A lone man, a lone sentinel, but he's got the right read. Molotov, though, prevents him from taking this space. So he's way around in towards Mini. Okay, a 1v2 for Wonderful to try and keep them off of map point. Health at the low. Money at least to secure another op if it comes down to it. He's being jumped for. Did he just get spotted? Don't know if he was seen on that jump. The positioning's great for it. He's going to go into the crossfire, and he knows it. Gotta check the vent. Gotta find the timing. Running out of clock. Has the kit at the very least. But he's cleared position after position. The patience on this is huge. Now he's been spotted, and there's the execution. SAW gave him nothing to work with, and map point is the result.
Such good patience. It really is. They've played that perfectly. SAW, it's about holding, waiting, relying on the crossfacts to work, the crossfire, may I say, to work as a factor in their favor. And it does. Really, really well played in such a crucial round. For the Portuguese roster, lose that, their economy in tatters. And Spirit, hard on their tails, running one round behind, but a different story. Back to 3, back to there being a little bit of a gap to work with. And Team Spirit, they themselves struggling economically. Double MP9, while I slightly slandered earlier, it's not exactly a dream.
No, not ideal. I think the bigger issue as well is look at the utility.
Yeah.
They've got smokes. They have no more flashes. These fights are going to be tough. Patsy is in the smoke. Cheeky angle here, but I don't think they realize Gutierrez has gotten up so far. Gutierrez has had so much room to rumble here outside. He's going to have it again. He actually was expected, but still gets the kill. And now this A-side defense becomes a nightmare for Siren. Patsy has the bomb, though. They gave Patsy the bomb. Probably don't want to do that. Ooh, Patsy dodging bullets. Looney Tunes in his way through, and Chopper's making his way up secret. He's being held for. Story's actually just been posted on this entire time. And Story will deliver. Wonderful back in action. They've got the bomb, so now they've got options. Jerks with that C4, 40 seconds. He does eventually need to make his way through. But they show the player down secret. That drags Patsy down. And they do want to go to join him. Taking the control towards ramp as opposed to heaven. 25 seconds. Not a lot to spare. But Patsy's the only one who can disrupt this bomb plant.
Yeah. It's all on a knife's edge here. 17 seconds. Story rotating in. Easy pickings for him. He'll fall. And now, as you mentioned, bomb should go down. No problems asked it. It's still or die for Team Spirit. And a man disadvantage all down to one man. It's Siren in a 1 versus 3 to deny us going to overpass. And I feel like it's dead in the water. It's a freebie on towards the AWP, but 2 more bodies to find.
This is still viable. This is still doable. Siren, though, needs to get a move on. He knows it. Breaks the window to give himself some options. Catches one. Just left to JUST. JUST and Siren. JUST sliding into his former position. Will get the better of Siren. Puts it to rest. Nuke claimed by SAW. We're getting a third here, Neo.
In this side still. Overpass now, it's, I'd say, level playing ground as well. This is going to be very interesting. We're going to throw this one to a break. When we are back, we're going to talk through everything we've just seen on Nuke. We'll see in a moment.